Hey, true believers, Englentine here. And if you pay attention to live streams and such, you know I hate spoilers. I like to go in fresh as a daisy. As a matter of fact, I did one recently. We're talking about how DC spoiled the Batman and how Dan Slott comes out in defense of what DC did. And he actually said something I agree with. He said it's worse when somebody wants to share something they love and they spoil it. I always thought it was because basically they're saying, hey, I had this great experience reading this book, or I'm talking comic, and of course in this situation, and now I want to spoil that situation for you. You know, it's like the people who want to spoil The Sixth Sense. Oh, it was cool, but Bruce, you know, and spoil away. You're taking away the experience of finding everything out the same way you did. Somebody, they cannot watch the movie. They cannot read the book. They can't do anything that you got to do because you spoiled it. And of course, there's cultural spoils. Like I brought up Sixth Sense. At this point, it's a cultural spoil. You don't have to. Somebody out there is going to for you in order, you know, by that I mean, of course, spoil that movie. So the thing is while I do fault DC for spoiling Batman 50 somewhat, I don't fault the book. Yeah, I don't fault Tom King for writing it, and I don't fault the artists. I fault DC. So I came into the book hoping that I would have an emotional experience. I know the ending, sure, but if the journey to that ending was still strong, if it was still emotional, it should mean something as far as we get there, as soon as we get there, I should say. Excuse me. So I'm reading along, and I'm thinking, okay, this is a decent story. It starts off, and of course they're talking about the wedding, and I'm thinking, okay, and then all of a sudden there's a poem. It just stops the story dead. And I'm like, uh-oh, I see what's happening. I see where this is going. Holy crap. And by that, I mean unholy crap. This is, yeah, I had a huge problem with this book. Now, there's a story here. You see the page right here. Look, it's Catwoman, and they're talking, and they're kicking Kite Man off of a building, and who doesn't want to do that? A lot of people didn't like him in War and Riddles. I did. So, you know, I guess how you respond to that is how you liked War and the War of Jokes and Riddles. Anyway, the thing is the story is good. I'm going to say that right out. And I understand I put a big old thing, why Batman 50 sucks, and I'm going to get to that. The story is good. Unfortunately, every 2 pages or so is a poem about eyes. I'm not joking. I am not joking at all. It stops the story dead. We've had this issue before. This is the issue of, and this is how I discovered you, and this is why I love you, and how we discover the night, and how we fight the crime, and how we do, and we are 2 separate people, and we are 2 people who should never have been together, but yet I see your eyes, and I fall in love, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. It's somebody, you can see them trying to be romantic. You can see the effort put into every word on every one of these pages. It's like somebody who's funny versus someone who's trying to be funny, you know, and you just get that kind of awkward look where you're like, oh, they're doing this, aren't they? And you just want them to stop, and nobody's laughing, and they're like, huh? And it's just a train wreck. And that, my friends, is Batman number 50. So they decide, let's get married. They're going to do it on a rooftop. Batman's going to be a judge, and they're going to bring a witness each. Batman brings Alfred. Catwoman brings Holly. The little girl, you know, from year one. She's all grown up. She's in prison. She gets her out. So, and then you heard the rest. If you heard the spoilers, you heard the rest. So that should have been good. Getting ready for the wedding should have been good enough. We should have been just brought to this point, and it could have been even a family affair. You could have had the Robins. You could have had Catwoman's people. And yes, you could have found out she had people. There could have been some sort of character discovery in this issue that would have led us to the spoiler that we already know. And yeah, there is a big shock ending, which isn't really a big shock ending. It's just kind of there. Marvel, or I'm sorry, DC. I can't believe I said Marvel. Maybe it's because I am surprised that DC put out a book this bad. And this book sucks. But I'm telling you right off, the book sucks because of, and your eyes are like sparkling pools of blue water, which is wet, and when your eyes are wet, they sparkle because they're blue. It's not that bad, but oh my gosh, it just, like I said, it's bad, and it stops everything. There's a fight right here. This is it. It's between Tweedledee and Tweedledum with the Batman and the cat, and it's like, what the fuck does this have to do with the price of tea in China? Seriously, there's no need for this particular... It doesn't expand the character. We are past this. This was issues ago. This isn't adding to the character. This isn't helping anything of the situation out. This isn't where we are right now. Now, and I understand. I got married. I understand. You do the vows where you're speaking and doing the whole thing, and sometimes it can get schmaltzy. But then let the wedding be schmaltzy. Oh, yeah, they're not going to have that. Well, that was the spoiler for the one person that hasn't heard it yet. But that's the problem. I think because, how can I put this? It proves that all along, the wedding was never an event. It was a gimmick. And that's the biggest problem. The wedding should have been an event. Now, you could have made it a huge event, and like in X-Men 30, they're right at the altar and they leave. Okay, fine. But it never gets to that point. It never gets to that point because that was never the point of the story. They made it the point of the story and all of the advertisement and all of the build-up and all of the anticipation that the reader may have towards this book. But that wasn't the point. They were fooling us. Like I've said it before, I'll say it again. They were Lucy with the football, and we were Charlie Brown running up. Now, a lot of people were like, of course they're not going to get married. I had a discussion with Crumble Point in a live stream just recently, and he mentioned, yeah, of course, they're not going to fundamentally change Batman. And I understand that. But they're not going to fundamentally change Superman either. And for 1 year, he was dead, and we got some great storylines. So as I told him, I thought it would be a great idea to make him happy. And let's see him be Batman in that mindset. I mean, yeah, we saw it in the TV show. Adam West was jovial. But for the comic book, it would be awesome. It would be really good in this modern day, gritty kind of Batman to see him content and how he deals with being Batman. It would have made for some good story. It would have made for something interesting to see, even if it only lasted a year, maybe two. DC didn't do that. DC decided, well, no, as Tom King says, there's 100 issues and we're only at number 50. And, well, yeah, I watched Moonlighting, as I keep putting the two together. I did the will they, won't they. We did the will they, won't they for 25 issues. I don't have 125, or what was it, 75 issues. Excuse me, my math is off. I don't want to do that. I want the story. And this should have been the conclusion, but apparently it's a jumping off point. And it is, really. If you heard of the wedding and you just want to jump in, maybe you're going to read all the I poems, which, by the way, are also on pages done by different artists. So it doesn't even go with the story. It's just like, hey, we're interrupting this story to bring you this I poem with an artist. I hope you like the artist. And there are some really good images. The one that I used as the thumbnail here is my favorite, and that's why I've used it twice. So it's going to look like another video. But that's the whole point. It's such a disjointed book. It's such a dishonest book. And in the end, is the twist cool? Yeah, actually, it is. I want to see what happens next. Is it good? No. Is this book good? No. Like I said, they should have ended this chapter rather than have it be the jumping off point. They could have done even the marriage with now knowing what we know about the character who was at the end. Unfortunately, like I said, the wedding was never an event. It was just a gimmick. But that's just my opinion. What is yours? What did you think? Did you buy Batman 50? Are you going to? Or are you just, I'm done. I'm done with the spoilers. They fucked it up. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm right. I like to hear that too. Just put it down in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, please click like, share, get word about the channel. And, of course, if you haven't done it already, hit subscribe and that notification bell. Sometimes YouTube does their job and actually notifies people when I have a video or live stream out. And cool things happen around these parts. Don't want you to miss anything. Also, this is the way we're trying to make a living, so if you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Patreon. Just drop $1 in the till. Helps keep the lights on and helps keep making videos for you. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side?